Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Aqua Tail Dragalge. Seeing that Aqua Tail does do more damage now, let's go ahead and test it out. Now, as far as Dragalge is concerned, I've always liked using this in the Ultra League, absolutely. I've always went with this, well, have I always went with this 98? I'm pretty sure. You can go with lower attack to kind of maximize your bulkiness as well as your HP, but I'm perfectly fine with this. If I get a shiny, then I'll probably power that one up, but for now, I'm going with this one. So it's always been solid, dragon as well as poison. I mean, it can work out to your benefit. You can also get stuck up against a decent amount of things, I suppose, but your Aqua Tail is doing a good amount of damage. Fairies are your biggest problem. Now, you could go with Gunk Shot, which will alleviate kind of the problem of the fairies, but at the same time, getting to the Gunk Shot is very obvious, and more than likely they'll shield it up, unless they're down. So it does have coverage there. And we're going to be pairing it up with Shadow for Alligator. I didn't realize that it's so high ranked on PV Poke now. What is it, number 2 or 3? With Shadow Claw? That's crazy how one move just bumped it up like that. And then we're also going to be pairing it up with Skeledirge. Alright, so with that said, folks, if you do enjoy my content, want to support me, if you can give this a thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. Next game, we're met with a Gligar. This is great here. So we can go for that super effective Aqua Tail. So again, you're not going to be getting stabbed from that, but it's still, you know, still doing more damage now. And it's nice, it works out for you. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and throw that Aqua Tail here, see if they want to shield up. And, oh, they're catching, okay, with their Glissopod. Very nice catch into a not very effective Aqua Tail. We're going to go ahead and bring in for Alligator here. Unfortunately, we're going to be still taking quite a bit of damage from that X-Scissor, as we are going to be Shadow and they are getting stabbed. And I think what we're going to do is just let this go. Go back in here with the Dragalge and farm them down here. I don't want to bring in the Skeledirge because they'll probably get to a charge move. So we'll just go ahead and take them out with that Dragon Tail here. And they do have a Galvantula, which we are going to resist all of their moves. But it is Shadow and it will be doing a lot of damage. So what I'm going to do is swap into the Skeledirge, start building up my energy while getting an Incinerate through and doing a ton of damage. They're retreating with, I don't know if that Incinerate connected, so they've pretty much got like 1 HP or something like that. But they're swapping, going for the charge move. We're going to let it go, holding on to our last shield, going for the Disarming Voice. And they're going to be backing out as we do take that win there. Let's go. Dragalge is a fun Pokemon to use, that's for sure. Again, definitely want that shiny. All right, met with a Giratina. They're going to be swapping and bringing in their Registeel. So what's going to happen is Zap Cannon. We have a chance for our attack to drop. Let's see if we get our attack dropped. And we do. All right, that's perfectly fine. We're still doing great here, and we will be able to outpace them to another Shadow Ball. But unless they get to the Focus Blast, they're not going to get to the Zap Cannon. This is not going to take us out. We'll let it go. Sounds good. We're going to actually farm up a little bit more. I should have threw Disarming Voice so we didn't use up all this energy for nothing. But whatever, it happens. And then they're bringing in their Tapu Finn, and I don't even hit my charge move that I had ready to go. You gotta be freaking kidding me. All right, so bringing in the for Alligator here and going for the Hydro Cannon as we're at least getting stab on that. It is calling for Ice Beam. I mean, sounds good for sure. Go for Ice Beam instead of Crunch. I just personally like having Crunch here. All right, so we're going to continue on here. I'm gonna guess this is a Moonblast. Yeah, they baited me once, right? Yep, down we go, and they're gonna be swapping immediately, bringing that Giratina. But look at the damage that we're doing with the Dragon Tail with the Dragalge. It's actually very nice. The unfortunate part is it takes a minute to get to the Outrage, so we're gonna build up to it, pretend we're actually going for it, but go for an Aqua Tail and get a shield just like that. Fantastic. All right, it's all up to the star of the show here. We will be shielding this up because a Dragon Claw is going to be doing quite a bit here. We do get to the Outrage. We're going to go ahead and take out this Giratina. Still in the yellow here. And we just need to outpace them to this Aqua Tail. Beautiful. That was a close one. And this will be enough. It's not even going to get stabbed, but it's enough to take the win. That was very close. Probably just barely enough. Next game, we have another Giratina coming back for some revenge here. Looks like it is going to stay in this fight. It does have Shadow Claw, so we don't have to worry about taking super effective Dragon Breath. But these Dragon Claws coming from Giratina are going to hurt quite a bit, and they're going to be able to spam them at a pretty fast rate. So we're going to have to use a shield here. So what we're going to have to do is build up to Outrage, go for the Aqua Tail, hopefully get a shield here. And great. So we're not going for the Outrage now. We're going to have to use 2 shields. We're just going to throw another Aqua Tail. It's obvious at this point, but they shielded up. Sounds good. Hey, let's go. So we have a shieldless opponent, and yeah, well, it works for me. We've got one shield left ourselves. So bringing in Skeletors to just absorb the hit here. It's going to take it a little bit better than for Alligator and start to build up our energy. And they are bringing in Amok with Poison Jab, so at least we're resisting that. We do have to look out, of course, for the Dark Pulse, but, you know, go ahead and I think I use my shield here. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and use that shield. An Acid Spray. Well, it's better safe than sorry. Whatever. It is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and almost take them out, farm them down. Great. What you got in the back. It is going to be a Poliwrath. Sounds good to me. So they did drop my defense. We're going to go ahead and just throw this and then swap into our Feraligatr. It's not very effective, but our Hydro Cannon is still doing a decent amount plus Shadow Claw. Just because we're Shadow. That's just the way it works. Let's see how much we're doing. Exactly. We wanted to throw that right before they hit us with Icy Wind here. And we are going to be able to resist, I would assume, all the moves that they're going to have. Hydro Cannon, or not Hydro Cannon, Scald and Icy Wind. Not too many people run Dynamic Punch unless you have a triple weak to fighting team. Then the algorithm more than likely won't throw that at you. All right, so up against the Sceptile here, this is actually pretty interesting because it does have Breaking Swipe. They did just lower my attack as well. So we're going to actually build up, not quite to Outrage, let's see, and we're getting a shield. Okay, sounds good, sounds good. These Breaking Swipes are actually going to do a decent amount of damage to the Dragalge, as you can see here, but we don't have to really worry about that quick move, so yeah, we can let this next one go. We're going to be low, so if they want to snipe us, I guess it's still not going to be the smartest thing, as we are going to be part poison, so you're not necessarily taking super effective from Fairy, although Charm is still going to hurt quite a bit. All right, did we just get both of their shields again? Okay, sounds good. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Skeletors to farm them down, and they have, oh man, they're using a Staraptor. I can't even say anything. They're going spicy, so this person's actually having fun here and being unique. I say that about Staraptor because it's difficult to use. I mean, it's a lot easier now since it does have Fly, but you know, it's always nice seeing that because it's one of my favorites. And they do have a Melmetal, so yeah, they're going off the beaten trail here, and you know, being interesting, I suppose. All right, so we have no more shields. We're obviously just gonna Shadow Claw them down here, and they do back out before I can take out the Staraptor. We're taking that win. Let's get it, folks. So I'm kind of cycling through, you know, really quick, I'm going to step away from the commentary. So a lot of the move updates for this season are kind of just really, I don't know, they're not the best, but it's still good that they're setting up some of these moves. I would assume for newer Pokemon that they're going to be introducing, and it's going to help them out quite a bit. You know, some of these new moves are just kind of clones of the other ones, or they're not really helping them out too much. Or they're making them initially not that great. Like we were talking about Sand Attack. It's gonna be put on tons of Pokemon, right? And that's exactly what happened. I didn't see the data mine beforehand. It's just Sand Attack is a move that a lot of Pokemon learn in the main series games, and they sure did give it to a lot of them. It's just not beneficial for some of them to have over the moves that they currently do have. So it's just kind of like, what's going on here? I feel like the whole Go Battle League PvP system needs a whole revamp. Like, you know, just shut it down. I don't know, until you can fix it, or just kind of change it up. You know what they did to the gyms back in the day? I know they kind of were forced to change those because of all the cheating, but guess what? There's all the cheating in Go Battle League as well. Let's not forget, and I'm never going to let it go, that there's people out there who can still see your whole damn team before it even starts. All right, so I mean, that's a game killer. All right. I'm not going to go off the cuff and talk about all the other stuff, but I think it does need a revamp. All right, let's get back on track here and talk about these battles. A Ampharos, well, that's a great lead. Yeah, we resist the electric here, and the Brutal Swing is going to be doing neutral. It's not Shadow, so we don't have to worry about it doing that much more damage. And we are going to go for the Aqua Tail here and take a look. All right, it's doing okay damage, no problem. We have to really rely on that Dragon Tail, though. All right, so another Brutal Swing here, and at this point, maybe we could have farmed them down, but we're just going to go ahead and take them out right about now and see what they bring in here. So we're at the point where they can farm us decently. Yeah, we are almost, okay, we could have swapped here. They did bring in Skeletors. We almost made it to the Aqua Tail, but they're going to be catching it with their Feraligatr. And funny enough, we're going to actually bring in our Skeletors to go up against their Feraligatr, and we do have a Feraligatr in the back too, so we have two of the same Pokemon here. It's a good core, really. It's really good core. All right, so we're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball, which doesn't really matter. They were going to take us out anyways, right? Bringing in our own Feraligatr here. I think we're going to want to let this first one go. Yeah, Hydro Cannon, no problem at all. And we're not going to go for the crunch because this is almost going to be enough anyways, and we want to start farming up. And I figure they're going to shield. Yeah, I figure they were going to shield. So we shield this one up because now we are getting a little low. They do catch here, I do believe. Yeah, okay, sounds good. This is going to one-shot the Skeledirge, and that's pretty much a wrap here. But here's what they were trying to do. They almost won. Well, technically they win. I have to catch. There you go. Bingo. There was the people who were asking, start catch. There you go. You know, it's very rare to catch nowadays. People are getting better. The game's laggy. But there you go. There was a clean-ass catch right there. I was telling myself, well, that was the only win con. Quite literally, that was the only way to win. That was the way we did it. Let's go. Next game, we have Napoleon here. All right. So, you know, it's kind of annoying with this move. It's good with this new move here. But now we don't resist the waterfall. All right, so that's okay. We're going to go straight for the outrage here. And, I mean, we're kind of neck to neck. Well, this Jolpeck is basically going to take us out. Yeah, so we're not really neck to neck. So bringing in the Skeledirge here. We're going to have to shield this up. It is a Hydro Cannon. Yeah, we don't want to get hit by that. We're down a shield, but we have a bunch of energy. So maybe we might get a shield here and bring it down to neutral. They're bringing it for Feraligatr, going for a Shadow Ball, and they're letting it go. So I immediately swap into my Feraligatr, and they have a Charizard in the back. And now, I mean, the Feraligatr has energy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this one off. Not even a catch is going to help me here, but let's see what we can do. So we're going to go ahead and just let that go. Dragon Claw, getting to the next Hydro Cannon. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what we needed to do to potentially take this win. Now, Feraligatr, or I mean, Skeledirge does have a decent amount of health, so we'll let this go. All right, so Dragon Claw. And I do believe they're going to try to catch here, or they just throw back in their other Pokemon. So we let that Dragon Claw go. Yeah, there they go. Now, we'll shield this up, obviously. And then go for the Disarming Voice. I didn't know if this was going to be enough, and it's not. So we farm up. Oh my goodness, one more quick move is enough. And we get to the Shadow Ball. That's exactly what we needed to do. And we're taking the win with Skeledirge. Absolutely amazing. Look, we've talked about it before, but when Skeledirge does get a Community Day with Blast Burn, you know, I don't know if you're even going to want to run Blast Burn, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I don't think you would. It's still going to be great, but it's just so fire right now. But then it might have a little bit more play in the Master League because there's so much steel. I know, we'll have to see. I can do the Sims easy. We'll talk about it. All right, so we have a Giratina here, and we're just going to go ahead and play that same old song and dance. And just kind of bring them down to about, you know, pretty much a couple of hits with our next Pokemon. So we don't have to worry about that too much. Bringing in Feraligatr to farm them down with Shadow Claw. And they're bringing in a Cresselia. This is good. So I don't know if we're going to actually catch. Let's see. Oh, there's another catch for you. Happy there's a catch video for you. All right, all right, all right. So we kind of wall Cresselia unless they have Future Sight. Now they're bringing in a Feraligatr here, and I'm thinking, well, I am screwed. I don't think I'm going to pull this one off. Yeah. See, when you've played so much, you could just instantly see, okay, this is a loss, right? It's not that you should have like a bad attitude or just not even try or back out or something like that. But sometimes it's just over, right? Just straight up. But let's just sneak in a move and take them out like this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can we take this win? Oh, we get to the crunch, folks. Is this going to be enough? Sometimes you have games like this where your opponent survives with 1 HP and you take a loss. You can't even get mad. Good game. Unless it lagged, which it didn't. So no complaints there. All right, we have a bad lead here up against the Ninetales, a Lowland Shadow. So we're swapping into Feraligatr, and they're going to go ahead and bring in their Venusaur here. We're going to go for that crunch. They're shielding it up because I don't want to get hit by an Ice Beam, which is going to do quite a bit from a Shadow Feraligatr. Although you're not getting stabbed, right? So we'll let that Frenzy Plant go. Now, here's the fun part. We got to decide which one do we want to go in here with. So I do bring in the Dragalge, because both the Skeledirge and the Dragalge are going to have a massive resistance to Venusaur here. But I have a feeling that the Dragalge is going to be able to take these hits just a little bit better than the Skeledirge. So that's exactly why we bring it in here. And as much as I wanted to farm them all the way down, another Frenzy Plant is going to bring us down pretty low. So we're going to go ahead and just take them out there with an Aqua Tail plus one more Dragon Tail. And we're still loaded up on energy. Immediately swapping into the Skeledirge as they do bring in their Ninetales. And we are up a shield. So at this point, I'm not even going to screw around with the baits. I'm just going to go straight Shadow Ball. And I do believe they know that's over at this point. So yeah, they're backing out. We take that win and we're keeping it moving here. So Skeledirge with its new Aqua Tail, I mean, it was good before. And the move hasn't been hindered in any other way. They just made it do more damage without making the energy cost more, which would have been redundant, pointless. So yeah, good in every way, right? And they are swapping into the Virizion here. We completely shut this thing down. They did hit us with a Stone Edge, so I mean, we do have that to think about. Bringing in their Ampharos, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Disarming Voice because I thought they might shield up, but this freaking person let it go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Dragalge here and just start absorbing all of these brutal swings, which are going to start taking a toll on us, but that's okay. I'm not bringing in my water type to go up against that thing here. And they're swapping into their Skeledirge. We're going to go for an Aqua Tail. Let's go. They let it go. Okay, sounds good to me here. Getting to the next one, and they backed out right at that point. You can see the updated Go Battle League tasks at the bottom there. All right, next game. I do believe we have about 2 more here for you. Poliwrath. I mean, this is a pretty good matchup for me. We resist everything. Well, no. I take that back. The Icy Wind, so never mind. But anyways, they're swapping and locking themselves in here with their Cresselia. Future Sight, Moonblast, beautiful. So we want to come out of this with energy. This Shadow Ball is actually not going to be enough, and we're going to be able to farm them down at this point and just have a ton of energy coming out of this battle, which is going to give me a massive advantage to take this win here. So we're on the yellow. Yeah, another back out. That's just the way it goes. People understand at this point. They're not trying to waste their damn time anymore. All right, next game. This game is not even. It's manipulated. It's a coin flip. It's rock, paper, scissors shit. All right, we do have a Feraligatr here. Hopefully no Ice Beam. I think I shielded up just for good measure, and they, of course, go Hydro Cannon and get a shield out of me. Not good. And they're swapping into Giratina. We're going to go ahead and just throw the Outrage here, and, of course, they're shielding it up as well. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our Skeledirge. Not sure if that was the smartest thing to do, but they did have a Feraligatr, so I'm just figuring this is just a better matchup for me to be in here. Shadow Ball. They let it go, of course. They don't really want to use that last shield. As we get to the Disarming Voice, they get to their charge move here. This should be enough. Yeah, to take us out. All right, so what do we want to do? Shadow Claw down or Dragon Tail down? And we're Dragon Tailing down. Beautiful. All right, we got a good amount of energy with this Dragalge. What do we got going on? Bringing in the Feraligatr, and I'm just going to throw the Aqua Tail. Hopefully get a shield out of them here. They let it go and call it and throw at the same time. Okay, sounds good. Don't think I'm going to be able to Shadow Claw them down, but they immediately swap, and they do have a Skeledirge. Okay, we can do this. But we have to remember the Shadow Claw and the Feraligatr is going to be going right through us. We don't resist that. But we get to the next one here. It's a wrap. That's a wrap here, folks. And they back out. They know. And we're looking good. So there you have it. Updated Dragalge is a freaking boss, like usual. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!